Welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. I am so glad you are all here today for this last video in October. So with all of that, let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number one. So I have this sign from Dollar Tree, this Halloween sign. I'm going to remove the skeleton head from it. And then I'm just going to remove all the paper. And believe it or not, this paper came off pretty easy. But if you've been with me for a while, you know I just don't like Halloween decor. And I normally don't buy any of their signs and stuff. But I saw Kathy Jo use this sign the other day. And I thought, my goodness, the shape of that sign is perfect to use. So I bought it real quick when I found it. And I ripped off all that top layer. And I'm spritzing the bottom layer of paper with water, and I let it sit for about 5 minutes. And look at this. This is the easiest I've ever had it come off. Oh my goodness, I've never had it come off like that. It was amazing. But then I just took my paint scraper and just scraped the rest off. It comes off really easy. That's when you know you've waited long enough with the water. If it's coming off really hard, you might want to get it a little more wet and then let it wait it a little bit longer. And then I'm going to paint the whole thing with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Ivory. And while it was drying, I took these wood frames from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go over them with my Waverly antique wax. I'm going to brush that all on, and then I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe off the excess, just like you see me doing right there. And I do that to both of those. Then I decided I was going to go ahead and do some distressing around my sign with my antique wax. Now, if you don't like distressing, feel free to skip this part if you want to recreate it. My first thought was to use some ribbon, some kind of fancy ribbon, but I didn't have, mine was too wide and it didn't look well. So I have these rub-on transfers that one of my viewers named Martha sent me this summer with a whole bunch of fun stuff. And one of the pictures was bigger. Not as big as I wanted it, but it was bigger than those frames. So I took these bamboo sticks that I get from Amazon. I'm going to cut them down to create a frame, and then I'm going to paint it with go over them with the antique wax. Then I'm going to kind of cut some of these rub-on transfers down, and I'm going to lay them out. I kind of traced out where I wanted them, so I would lay them in the right spot. And then it didn't take long at all to rub these. And oh, you guys, I don't do very much Santa Claus things, but these were so beautiful. I just had, and they're kind of vintagey, and I just had to do it. I just had to create them. And when I saw this sign, this is what I thought of was these rub-on transfers for that. So then I went ahead and got those two square ones down, and then I'm going to take this bigger one here and lay that down in the middle. And then I'm going to just do the same thing, rub a little bit on that transfer sheet and just lift up. And oh my goodness, they're so pretty. And then I'm going to use my Tite Bond Quick and Thick multi-surface glue to glue my frames in place. And I don't know if I show this, but I do end up using my finger to just kind of smooth the glue all around. That way it doesn't seep. There's so many holes on these frames that a lot of times if you get too much glue, it will seep through, and then you have all this glue that you have to wipe up. So I just thought it would be easier to do it with my fingers. So then I'm just going to lay the frames in place, and then I'm just going to do the same exact thing here with these bamboo sticks. I'm just going to use my Tite Bond glue and use my finger to kind of smooth it out. I think I did. Nope, I didn't. I didn't need to. And then I'm just going to go all the way around my picture. I did not do the ends at an angle. I wanted it to just be a little more rustic without the angles. Then this is the ribbon I was thinking about using. And I got it at Hobby Lobby recently. And I had cut some pieces and I decided to cut them in half. I did not measure, so I don't have any measurements, but I took two pieces and I'm gluing them end to end, and then I'm going to scrunch them up in the middle and put one on top of the other. I took another piece that was a little longer, and I'm going to make that ties. I did end up cutting that down, cut it in half, and just used half of it. And then I'm going to use a zip tie here to hold it all in place, and I'm just going to tighten that up while I hold everything. And before you get all the way down, you do want to make sure that those tails are down so that they're not going crazy on you. And then I'm going to take some more of that ribbon. I'm just going to cover up that zip tie with the rest of that ribbon, and I do cut that long tail off there. And then I'm just going to, what do I do next? I think I'm going to glue it first. Yeah, I'm going to glue it down on my frame here. And then I'm just going to dovetail the ends, which is just fold in half and cut at an angle. I don't know why I didn't do that before, but I took some more of that ribbon, put some tape. I just really twisted the end real close together, put some tape around it so I could thread it through the hanger holes. I thought it would be really pretty to have this ribbon as a hanger as well. And look, I got antique wax on the back of my sign. I couldn't believe it when I turned it over and went, oh man. Anyways, I'm just going to tie some knots, and there we have a hanger. And I just think this is beautiful. I love those rub-on transfers. They are gorgeous. You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. Well, here we are, the last video in October, which means I get to start putting up my Christmas stuff soon. I am gonna try, I think tomorrow maybe, because my husband is off. In fact, he's on vacation. I made him take his vacation during the first week of November so that I can have help putting up all my Christmas stuff. Because let me tell you, I have way too much Christmas stuff. And when I think about, oh, maybe I won't put that up, but I'm just like, but I like it. And maybe I won't put that up, but I love it. And it's a lot of work. And I know there's going to come a day where it's going to be too much work for the two of us. And I'm going to have to just say, no, only a little bit of this, or a little bit here, or a little bit there. But I'm going to really try hard to take some videos. It's hard. We still have people living with us. I shouldn't say people. We still have family living with us, and it's hard when we have so many people here to make sure everything looks nice and clean so that I can take a video of it. But I'm going to try really hard. Maybe I'll send them away for a day or something. I don't know. But I'm going to try, because I know a lot of you guys in the past have said, we want to see what your house looks like. And let me tell you, it looks like Christmas throughout. That's all I can tell you. It just looks like Christmas threw up in my house. I am eclectic. I love a little bit of everything. I have gingerbread in my kitchen and snowmen in my family room and gingerbread in my family room. And I just have everything everywhere. So that's what you'll see. But anyways, I always like to stop in and chit chat with you guys for a few minutes. If you are new here, I would love it if you'd become part of our YouTube family. By the way, my name is Brenda, and this is my Oliver. I normally say that at the beginning, but I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. Yeah, I would love it if you like home decor on a budget, and I would love it if you would become part of our YouTube family. And then for those of you who've already done that and who are here all the time and show up every video, oh my goodness, you guys mean the world. In fact, as I'm saying it, I'm thinking of so many names that I have seen for years. And just know that I really do appreciate all of you guys. And I think about you guys all the time. And I'm just so glad that you guys are there supporting me, because if it wasn't for you, there would be no Rustic and Lace DIY. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. So with all that, I'm going to quit chit-chatting so that we can continue on with the video. Okay, here we go to DIY number 2. So I have this breadboard from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. And then a little wood star I'm going to paint with my Decor metallic paint in the color Glorious Gold. Now you guys, this project is so simple and easy. And not just as in an easy way. It's just simple, but I just love it. It's so pretty. So I took that little birch wood piece that came from a roll of birch wood pieces from Hobby Lobby, glued it on the bottom. I'm going to glue that star up on the top. Then I got this at Hobby Lobby. It was $8.99. I normally don't buy these before the 75% off sale, but I never find this style. And when I saw this style, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. I had this in mind. If you've been with me for a while, you may remember last year I made a fall tree. I used the birch wood for the stem and then just used all my fall leaves. And I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I wonder if I could do something similar with making like a Christmas tree. So when I saw this wreath ring at Hobby Lobby, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it, so I had to get it. So I did pay about $4.50 for it, which is not bad, but you know, when you can get them at 75% off, it's just irritating a little bit. But anyways, I'm just going to glue them on just like you see. And then I'm going from the bottom to the top. I'm just going to keep filling these pieces in. And there are some little pieces like on the back, and I do use my wire cutters to just kind of clip them off. I think I'm going to show you that right here. No, yes, there it is. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to lay that flat. So I just kind of clip it off. I save those ones that I clip off because I will use most of them. And I just fill it in just anytime I see an area that looks a little blank that needs to be filled in. I just go in and keep filling it up. Here I'm just filling the top up with some of the small pieces that I cut off. And yeah, I just kept doing it until it looked the way I wanted it to look. I was so tickled with this. And you guys, this really, I'm not going to do much to this because it's just so simple and I think kind of elegant, actually. I have these little resin cardinals. I decided to glue one right on the tree just so that you have just a little pop of red. And then I'm going to take a couple of the larger tumbling tower blocks. I get these from Five Below, but I have recently found them at Dollar Tree for $3, which is cheaper. But you could use the small ones too if you don't have these. And I'm just going to paint them. I glued 2 of them together with hot glue and then painted them with my ink color, which is black. Then I'm going to take my Tite Bond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue, and I'm going to add that to my blocks here. A little bit of hot glue. The Tite Bond is for a permanent hold. The hot glue is for immediate hold. And then I'm just going to glue it on the back for a stand. And I'm going to make a 2-loop finger bow. So I'm going to wrap my fingers twice, take that strand and go through my fingers, bring it up around those strands on my fingers and go through that little loop that I just made and pull real tightly. And then I'm just going to trim off that long tail and hot glue it to the base of the tree. And that is all I did with this. And I just think it is so pretty. It is just so, I don't know, I want to say elegant. Maybe that's not the right word. I just think it's so simple and so pretty. I just love it. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, it is a time for celebration of your recreations. So Cindy made these pretty pieces here. She has that pretty lantern and the candles, the snowman hat candles. I love them, and those wreaths. So pretty. Thank you so much for sharing those, Cindy. And then we have Tony, who made this beautiful angel. I just love it, Tony. What a great job. Thank you so much. And if you have something that you've created that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed there, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, on to DIY number 3. So for this one, I took this wood round. I got this when the spring stuff was 75% off at Dollar Tree. I was trying to get it to focus, but it was originally $9.99, so 75% off. I think it brings it around $2.50. So I'm going to paint the middle of it with my ink, and then the edge and the back, I went over it with my antique wax. Now I'm kind of duplicating one of Hobby Lobby's signs. I created this saying with my Cricut, and I barely got it on there. I made it a little too big, but I did get it on there. And I'm going to remove my transfer sheet here. But I walked into Hobby Lobby one day and I saw this rectangle sign, and it has this good tidings of comfort and joy. And it was very kind of farmhouse rustic look, and I loved it. And I thought it was so pretty. I don't know how much it was. Oh, you know what? I think it's 20 something. I think it's $14.99. So it must be around 30. And I thought, I think I could make that. And so that, I have to tell you, it took me 2 hours just to create the image that I wanted to use and weed it. Weeding it was horrid. And I kept telling myself as I was creating it, this is going to be a booger to weed. And sure enough, it was 2 hours. It took me longer to create the stencil than it did for me to create the sign. But anyways, I'm going to go over all the wording with my white chalk paint. Then I'm going to take Antique Green by Folk Art, and I'm going to go over all the greenery with a small paintbrush. And then I'm going to use my Decor metallic gold in the color, well, it's in the color Glorious Gold. I'm going to go over pine cones with this. And so it's very similar to their sign, but it's a little different. It's not quite the same just because I didn't have the right fonts. I tried to get one as close as I could, and then the colors might be a little different, but I just love how this came out. So once I dried my paint, I'm going to pull off that stencil vinyl, and I usually wait until I dry my paint, and I found that when I did it before, it would always pull up the back paint, like the black part. And so I think when I use my heat gun to dry the paint, it removes some of the adhesiveness of that vinyl, and it doesn't pull up my paint. So anyways, I got that all done, and weeding the greenery part was really hard because there were some really small pieces, and it was kind of hard to see. I'm sitting there trying to hoping that I'm not picking at the paint, but I'm actually picking at the vinyl. But anyways, once I got this done, this was truly a labor of love. I took an embossing tool and my Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson, and I'm just going to go ahead and make some berries. Now, they didn't have as many berries on their greenery as I do, but I like that, the little pops of red, so I just kept adding it until I was happy. And then I just took my snow text here, and I'm just going to lightly, very lightly, go over the image. I didn't want to destroy the image, but I just wanted to have just a little bit of glimmer of snow. So I'm just kind of going over the greenery pieces and the pine cones with that snow text. Then I just took some twine, tied knots on the ends, and I'm going to staple it in to the back for a hanger. And I am definitely keeping this one. I know I'm going to put it in my living room this year. I absolutely love how this came out. It is so pretty. Oh, I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, our final DIY number 4. So you guys, I bought this, I think last year. It's a Halloween piece. I do not do Halloween, most of you know. But when I saw it, I thought the bottom part, the cauldron, looked like a honey pot. And I was telling Kathy Jo about it, how I was going to use this on my bee themed DIYs, and I forgot. And I said, yeah, I want to just cut the legs off and use the bottom part for a honey pot. And she goes, oh, you could use the legs for elves. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, I don't normally do elves. And so I saw this the other day, and I thought, you know what, let's do something with elf legs. And so I looked up on Pinterest, because I'm like, I'm not sure how they paint them. I know they usually have stripes, but I don't know what the shoes look like or anything like that. So I went and looked, and I saw this. They have an outdoor decoration piece at Wayfair, and it was Santa's bag with the elf legs coming out and some presents and stuff. And I looked at this piece and I went, oh, I think I could make this look like Santa's bag. So I decided to try it out, and I'm going to paint this bottom part, the pot, which is now a bag, with my Crimson color by Waverly. And I don't think I show you, but in the middle part, I paint that with my Glorious Gold. Then I took that Crimson color, and I'm going to paint the top part of the shoes here with my Crimson. And then I'm going to take my Antique Green, and I'm going to paint the top part of the legs here with my green. And then I'm going to just freehand and create some stripes along the legs. I didn't draw it out or anything. I just kind of took my small brush and just tried to go as straight as I could and just make some stripes. One leg has more stripes than the other, but oh well. You know, they're supposed to be kind of quirky anyways, right? Anyways, so then I went ahead and painted the rest of the boots with that green. And you guys, I'm really loving how this came out. I think it's really, really cute. I should have used my spackling to fill in those hanger holes. I didn't. But you'll see what I did with that at the end. I do find a way to cover it up. So once that was all painted, I then took my Glorious Gold here, and I'm going to go over the little buckle part on the shoes. And yeah, and then I did go over the middle part. You can see it's not painted there, but I did go over the middle part with that gold. And then I went ahead and painted the other stripes that with white. I almost forgot that part of it. And then I took some Mod Podge and I'm sorry, I'm lying. I did show you I am painting this gold. Then I took this gold cording from Hobby Lobby and I'm going to wrap it around the top part of the bag and I'm going to just make a bow. And I just thought, Santa's bag probably has a gold drawstring on it, so why not put this gold cording on the front to make it look a little more like Santa's bag. So that's what I did. So then once I was done, I think this is when I'm going to add the Mod Podge to the front. Nope, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to take these little pieces here. These all came from like the Dollar Tree wood kits, and some of them are stickers, and I'm going to paint the candy canes with red and white. I'm going to paint this tree. The other side is green and glittery, but I didn't really like that, so I just painted the back side with my green. Then I thought, why am I using a paintbrush? Why am I not using my paint markers? That will be easier and not as messy. So I got my paint markers out here, and I took these two little presents. I can't remember if these were stickers or if they came from kits. Either way, they're from Dollar Tree. But I'm going to I painted one green and I'm going to do one red and then did the dots the opposite colors. Then I'm going to just start gluing them to make it kind of look like they're coming out of the top part of the bag. And I wish I would have kind of made the presents a little crooked. I think it would have looked better that way, or at least one of them, but oh well. And then I'm just going to glue those there too. See, it would have looked better crooked. Okay, here's what I do the Mod Podge. So I'm going to put Mod Podge on the gold part here, and then I'm going to take these stickers from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to lay them down. It's going to spell out Santa. I thought about putting Santa's bag, but I just decided to put Santa. And the reason why I do the Mod Podge is because I don't think that the Dollar Tree's adhesive is that strong. So I'm put the Mod Podge there to kind of help seal it in. So after I have this Santa spelt out, I'm just going to go over it with some more Mod Podge just to help seal it. And then after that, I'm going to take, this is the regular size crocodile, and I'm going to just make some little holes at the toes of my elf shoes here. And then I'm going to take one tower or one of the bigger blocks. I'm going to glue it to the back. I was being lazy. I was getting the end of my day and I did not want to paint it, so I didn't paint it. I'll probably go back and paint it. But then I took some more of that gold cording. I'm going to string it through the hole and then string a jingle bell on it, a gold jingle bell. You can see I have it on the other foot already. I'm sitting here trying to figure out, hey, how's this going to work? So anyways, once I have this on there, I'm just going to tie knots. And so that way they have bells hanging from their shoes, because I think elves have bells on their shoes, I think. And look, I'm just noticing even the back of the present and the candy canes aren't painted. I should have painted them. Oh well. Anyways, so I had these little pip berries I was going to use to make them look like buttons, and my granddaughter says, no, use these stickers. So I used the little peppermint stickers instead. So there they are. There it is. I just think it is so much fun. It's not something I would normally do, but I think this was a lot of fun. You have to let me know what you think about this as well. And here is the final reveal. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will be back again on Saturday with the first of the month. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're going into November, but I'm going to have ornaments for you. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And with all of that, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.